Hello, welcome to the last podcast of the season. This is a special podcast today because me and my business partner Stefaan are for once together in this room to discuss sustainability on the beMatrix side, but not only on the beMatrix side, also on a personal level and also on an industry level. We decided to make a different concept than we do other times. We have a basket with 10 questions, and every Stefaan and me get to choose one question and pose it to the other one. So I propose that Stefaan, I think everybody knows Stefaan, so no introduction needed here. Stefaan, you can pick the first question.
Thank you, Edwin, for the introduction. So, yes, I'll take the first question. So, it's a difficult one immediately. Which partnership, Edwin, on sustainability is or was the most meaningful for you?
So for me, probably the most important partnership we made, and that was with the company beMatrix, not on a personal level, was with the Net Zero Carbon Events Coalition back in, I think, 2021 or 2022, where we decided that we could not change the industry as a company, but we need to change the industry as a whole, as a group, and not only a group of, let's say, aluminum suppliers, but a group that is vertically integrated together with organizers, venues, even end customers, bigger clients, so to say, but also stand builders, and like that create a group throughout the whole world where we create the same standpoints and create a common goal. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Now my turn.
So I'm really curious. What you gonna give me now?
Question number 4. What's for you the biggest sustainability learning we made as a company, and how did it shape our current approach?
Well, I think for a company, it will be crucial to have a sustainability track because it's going to be an important USP, and it's going to be an important factor to be future-proof. So sustainability is not just a buzzword or something you have to do to be modern or hip or whatever. I think it's really something necessary for a company, and it's not just something that has been imposed and that has to be executed. It's really worthwhile to be sustainability, and I think we have found that out in the last 6-7 years. So
Yeah, I agree on that. And I felt like since the very start, back in 2004, we acquired a company which sold a sustainable product. We kept on looking at the product to make it as sustainable as possible. But for me, it came to my mind that it's not only about the product, but about the company, what we are doing, what our people are doing, what the industry is doing. So it became way bigger than the product over the years.
Yeah. What habits have you changed in your life, Edwin, to make them more sustainable?
If I look on a personal level at myself, I think there's one thing I personally pledged after reading and seeing more about the sustainability goals, This was to reduce my footprint of traveling. I pledged in 2021 to reduce it by 50%. During COVID, that was kind of easy, so to say. In the meantime, it got a little bit more challenging because I feel like, well, I should not call myself a missionaire, but if you want to be a missionaire, you cannot be a missionaire without also meeting people in person. So that's why I still feel it's important to travel, but still keeping the balance and trying to see if there's no other ways instead of traveling. But I managed to cut the footprint of my traveling by 50%.
We also have a traveling policy
that
now,
was also
where we advise to take better the train and not the short flights and so on and so forth. So also there.
Yeah. Well,
anything else?
Anything else? Yes, I changed my food pattern. I heard and I read that also, especially I think red meat, if I'm not mistaken, is not the best thing for the environment. I did not become a vegetarian. I still eat meat.
Flexitarian.
Is that the flexitarian?
Flexitarian, yeah.
So if I look at the week, I think 4 or 5 times a week we don't eat any meat. So that's a big change over the past 5 to 6 years.
Nice.
So those are 2 things. There's probably way more. I bought myself an electric bicycle to come to work with the bike, but I think I only did it 10 times and I sold my bike again with Wish. So now I have an electric car, which is also probably kind of sustainable, but the bike would have been better, but it's just slightly too far to make it happen.
All right.
Next one.
Thank you. Yeah.
And a question on industry level. In 20 years, what do you want people to say about beMatrix contribution to sustainability?
Well, I would say, I would hope that they would tell about us that we were the front runners in sustainability in our industry, and I believe we are. So that we were most probably, hopefully, the example for many other countries.
Companies.
And I would say, companies. And also on the social level, that we have a strong culture. I mean, everybody tells us, and I think that's one of the things we're most proud of, both you and me, I know you as well, is that we really care about the people and about the well-being. And again, it's a buzzword and it's important. But I think we've tried to do this from the start. So the social aspect, also inclusivity, treating everybody alike is something that we really cared about, both you and me. So it's sustainability as a whole, as a company, but particularly caring about the people and their well-being.
Yeah.
Having fun is also important.
Well, the social thing is something everybody tends to forget if you talk about sustainability. So sustainability is more than working on the climate. So you're right. I think also there we have an important role to play. And next to that, I agree that it's not about beMatrix. It's about making, I think, like you said in the beginning, making our industry future-proof. And if we can help to achieve that goal, then also beMatrix will be successful. So, yeah.
Here you go. Cheating, yeah? It's also about the industry, Edwin. Looking at the event industry today, what gives you the most hope about the future of sustainable event building? That's one question. Second one is, what worries you the most?
Yeah, the 2 questions on one paper.
Double question. Nice. That's why I give it to you.
Okay. All right. What is giving me the biggest hope is, again, as I told just a couple of minutes ago, that I feel like the Net Zero Carbon Events is managing to gather all stakeholders in our industry to make it more sustainable. I feel and I see it starting to work, so I'm really hopeful and grateful this event started, and I will do my utmost best to be of any support I can give to make this a remaining success. What is worrying me the most is the fact that we tend to look at things very European driven, and we see and feel that despite the fact that governments tend to loosen a bit what is compulsory, which I don't like, but still I see in Europe a good movement towards more sustainability, which I don't necessarily see in other continents, just to name one, which is the US, where I feel sustainability becomes under pressure. I hope it's a short-term challenge and issue, and I also see good examples, but that's something that worries me. Same thing in Asia, Southeast Asia. There is a tendency towards sustainability, but very, very slow, and yeah, we need to act and start acting now. So that's my worry.
Yeah, I think you have a good point there. I think that price, unfortunately, remains in most of the cases still more important than sustainability. And again, this is a short-term thinking, I believe. But of course, it's easily said. If you don't have the money, how can you be? How can you spend more on sustainability, on materials that are more expensive in the first instance? So it's always a balance. Unfortunately, we live in an era now where countries and big parts of the world really choose for the economical side, less on the sustainability side. So who is paying the price? It's the planet. The planet is really now paying, and we feel this already. As inhabitants of this beautiful place, and we're going to feel it more. So it's a very short-term thinking, like I'm going to do what I like, and after me, they can solve it. Our kids can solve it. So that's a pity. What if I can add for the positivity? I see in our industry, certainly because we are a pretty, I would say, dirty industry. We have to build complete villages and cities in a couple of days, and we dismantle them after 3-4 days. So that's a really ecologically very heavy industry, and I feel that there is an increasing awareness now in our industry. If we want to remain relevant, and if we want to exist in 30-40 years, we will have to really change the system. What gives me hope and makes me happy is, of course, that more and more reusable systems are being used instead of single wood structures. So that's for me
Disposable
personally also very reassuring.
If you could have a conversation with any global sustainability leader, who would it be and what would you ask? Ta-da!
I don't know if that person exists, but what I would ask is really stop fossil fuels. Let's start with that. This has ecological consequences, but also economical and also social consequences. The alternatives are there, but there is still a very strong lobby, and it's going way too slow. I would ask him stop that because the problem is it's a slow process, and it's the frog in the boiling water. It goes slowly, but it's getting worse every year. And I would ask him, please stop fossil fuel. I know that person doesn't exist. It will have to be a global cooperation. But
the question should have been if you could have a conversation with any global leader, and then it's very obvious who you want to talk to. I think not having to mention the name.
I'm afraid he doesn't want to talk to me. So.
Okay, good. No, it makes sense.
Yes. If you could go back and give advice to our younger selves, what would you say?
Yeah, good question. At first sight, it's an easy question, but actually it's not that easy. And it would take me maybe a couple of hours to start my conversation on that. But I see our time is a bit limited. So let me try to be as short as possible. I think just start, think twice with a sustainable hat. What do I want to say is don't take any decisions without thinking also with a sustainable hat. And sometimes you need to think twice. I think that's actually also a brand of secondhand clothes, if I'm not mistaken. But think twice, not only on what you eat, how you travel, where you want to work, what you're wearing, what you develop as a product. Always think with a sustainable mindset. That's maybe a bit short, but that's like something I would like to advise. And I always tell people, start now, start simple. It's not if you don't start now, it's very difficult to reach a goal over a couple of years. So do it step by step. You don't need to do things all in once.
Yeah. Well, I had something close to that. Is I would have started the sustainability track probably earlier from the beginning. But you only know what you know, and the time was there, and we were also mature as an organization. But I would start earlier, because it's not. It has been a good thing.
Why is sustainability important for you as a person?
Well, I was just going to say, as a human being, but also as an entrepreneur, I think we have responsibility. And we can say for the future generations, but it's really that we cannot just keep on exploiting the resources, not only natural resources, but also human resources, because these are also very, very important, without not looking at the consequences and say, the rest of society will pay for what I have been doing and causing and consuming. So that's why it's important. We have a responsibility.
Yeah, correct.
Is that okay?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
No.
There we go. What's the one sustainable innovation or practice that you're most proud of, and why? This is a perfect question for you, Edwin, because you are the innovator. So
probably the one with the biggest impact. That's how we looked at the frame itself, because it is the product that is most sold and used in the market, so it can create the biggest impact. And it was not because the product was already sustainable out of a reusable standpoint. You could say, it's enough, it's a good product, it's reusable. It didn't stop there for us. So we only started thinking after we knew that it was already very, very reusable. So one thing I wanted to maybe point out, and one reason why the frame system became even more interesting for the customer is that we removed a polluting process, which was the coating or the anodizing of the frame. We removed that process and we created a new process, which was kind of a sanding process with different machinery.
A new kind of surface
A
treatment.
new kind of surface treatment, which was more sustainable. But on top of that, and that's even more important, making it less expensive because it costed less. The frame didn't have to go out and in again. We could keep the frame in-house, and the surface treatment was not needed and changed by another process. And like that, we could make the product less expensive, so even more interesting for customers and non-customers. So that's why I always say the eco doesn't go without eco, meaning that ecologic can't go without economic. If you can make things cheaper and more sustainable, then for me that's a double win, and that's the big success of the frame system. All right.
Well, what I like, I also wrote down not coating our frames. I wrote also down that we will have I think in the region, one of the first energy neutral buildings. We are building a new factory, and I think also there we didn't save any money or effort for that new building in order to be really energy neutral with the latest techniques. So I think also that's a really great, and hopefully we will also there be an example for our colleagues or for people here in the area. Would be nice.
All right. I have one last question. What's one myth about sustainable business practices that you'd like to debunk?
Yes. Well, you touched it already. Eco. Many people think, it's a cost. It's very tiresome. It's cumbersome. Well, I think we have to say it's not a cost. It's an investment, and it certainly has an ROI, both financially on the inside, but also commercially, also on the outside. So I would say it's not a cost. It's an investment with a nice ROI, which will only get better in the long run. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Sustainability is a great thing.
Wow. I think that was a
that
great,
was a one-liner.
Great answer to end this podcast with. I thank you, Stefaan, for being here. I think it's the end of the season, so we will for sure come back with more. So long. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwin.